Hi everyone, my name is Aleena Rais and this video is about a very common problem that we often receive on the comments. And that is many people tell us that okay, there's a line, I'm just gonna say it and understand the feel behind it. It goes something like this that ma'am, I want to pursue my dreams. I have a desire to do this and this with my life, but my either my parents are pushing me into something else, or my family does not want me to do this, or there's a lot of pressure, or there is a lot of some other thing, something or the other is happening with people because of which they're not being able to pursue their dreams and they're not being able to do something that they really want to do with their lives. Now, I have a story to tell you here, and I'm sure it's a pretty story. It is going to inspire you, it is going to motivate you. And the story is obviously, I mean, by story, I do not mean it's going to be a hypothetical thing that I'm going to share with you. It's a real thing, it's my own life story that I want to bring across to you, and I want you to hear, and I want you to get inspired from, motivate yourself from. You must remember while I'm sharing all these details with you that I didn't have financial responsibilities. I had to only earn for myself. So, in my case, I was in a way blessed that way. So, now keeping this as a given, now you can hear what I did. When it all started, I started as a CA. So I had a good degree in my hand, and it's difficult to believe that somebody who has a good qualification can also struggle with their lives. I had to actually fight very hard to be here. I'll tell you why. When I started my career, I was already supposedly successful, but I knew in my heart that I'm not. This is not what I want to do. This is not exactly what I dreamt of doing with my life. This is not my talent. I have some other talents, and this is not the thing I'd like to do for my life. I wanted to do something in the field of speaking. I always knew that I could speak well. I wanted to do something that would, I've always said that in a lot of my videos, even before, I don't know how many of them you've already seen, but I've always shared this with you, and I'm going to say that again, that I always wanted to do something, that some place where I could touch the lives of people. I wanted to inspire people, I wanted to help them. And of course, what I was doing after my CA degree was not something like that. I was making fair enough money, but I had to part with it. I had to stop that career path, and I had to struggle very long. For almost 5 years, I didn't have money and I wasn't earning anything. My parents would tell me that they were scared for me and they were worried about me. They because of course, none of us are getting younger, and people care about you. They want you to get married, they want you to get settled, they want you to have a family of your own, they want you to have a peaceful, not a struggling life, and somewhere where you would feel safe, right? But sadly, the thing is that when you want to feel safe, that is not something that can be done in the beginning. If you want to do something different with your career, if you want to try out things, if you want to explore ideas and build a business of your own, you can't play safe, because if you're playing safe, you would end up nowhere. How can you be safe and at the same time build a business? You can't do that. I don't understand if there is a way out there, because I didn't know it. I don't know it even now. So yeah, so what happened was that when I started with all these things, I was playing with my parents' emotions. They were very scared for me, and I remember my father saying this very often, that I'll tell you exactly the sentence he would say to me. He would say, um, she has so much potential. I don't know what she's doing with her life. I don't understand when will she get some. He would use this word akal. When would she get akal? When is she going to be blessed with some understanding of life? I don't know what she's doing with her life. I have heard that so many times about myself, and I will not deny it used to hurt, and it felt very scary, because what if they are right? What if they are right? And what if after struggling for so many years you end up doing nothing and you're gone? You don't have anything in your hand, you don't have anything to prove yourself from. What if they are right and you're wrong? But I will not deny that despite having this feeling in my heart, I always had a very positive hope inside me. I had that feeling that, although I believe this about myself, that I don't know, this is just, it's a very personal thing. I may feel, you may not feel at all. It's up to you. I don't think it is up to you actually. It is something that should come from within, and this comes from my inside my heart, and that is this feeling that I'm special, special to my God. Okay. And I've always felt that if I would work for something, if I would truly believe in something, somehow something after a long wait is going to happen for me. And this feeling has been very strong in me, not from now but from my childhood. I've always wanted difficult things, and I've always worked extremely hard on getting them. And I've always seen that after a good period of wait, I've always received those things that I truly, truly aspired for, because I'm a person who has aspirations. I like dreaming. It just gives me wings. I feel I'm nobody without my dreams. I feel like I'm no one without my struggle, without my passion, because that is something that makes me feel alive, and I can't stop from being myself. This is me. So there was this feeling that I know somewhere in my heart that right now I don't have money, but one day I'm gonna have money. Right now I don't have success, but one day I'm gonna be very successful. Right now I'm not truly making everyone happy around me. One day I'm gonna make everyone very happy. And I'm telling you that things may have just suddenly happened in the last 1 or 2 years for me. But before that, there was a huge period of what? 6 years, 5 or 6 years or so, or maybe more. I know it seems very small. Everyone has their own path. My path was this, and I'm not gonna lie about it. You may have a longer path, you may have a more difficult path, but this is my story. So this is my thing. It may be good to you, it may not be good to you, it may be very boring to you, but this is truth. So those 5 to 6 years felt like a decade. They felt like decades of 50, 60 years when they were going on, because I wanted to be successful. I'll tell you something, that I wanted to be successful at a young age. I really, really wanted success at a young age, because I wanted to enjoy my life while I was healthy, while I had the blessing of health. And after having gone through COVID, now I understand that health is everything. Everything else comes later. It is the health that is truly the single most important thing in the world. But okay, coming back. So what I was telling you was that how can you handle these things? You can handle these things by, first of all, understand what I did was, when I started my YouTube career, first of all, I never considered it to be a career, because I didn't know that it's going to work for me. It was always a thing that may work or may not work for me. So it was like that. So I started it, and side by side I started teaching also, because teaching would just give me some money to run my expenses. It would just give me 15,000-20,000 rupees a month to take care of my expenses, to take care of my stuff, and rest of the things I would manage. I would just cut down my desires. I would not buy dresses, I would not buy bags, I would not spend a lot on the parlor stuff, because of course I was on a very tight budget during all those years. So that is how I managed to have a small career for myself in teaching, so that I could. And of course you can earn, please ignore these noises, some children outside. So teaching can give you huge amount of money, but I was actually just starting off, and of course in the beginning you would never start with a very big number. So I was starting off, so the amount was small, and it was not my only thing. I was trying to do something else on the side, and that is why this thing of um, not paying a lot of attention to the money I was making out of teaching was not very important to me, to be honest. So I had a small part-time thing going on with me, and meanwhile I was working on YouTube. So I was running two things together. So this is very important in my eyes. I feel that if you are trying to build a career on something with a different kind of a career choice, something that is less tried and very risky, it's best to have a small income on the side, because that is going to help you keep your self respect intact. It's going to help you so much. You will not have to ask for money to other people. You won't have to, like, you won't have to prove your parents right every time asking them money, because each time if I would ask my parents money, their belief in the thing that she's doing something terrible with her life is going to get reaffirmed. I didn't want that to happen. So that is how it helped me. It went on for quite a while like that, but because I truly believed in what I was doing, and I truly knew what I wanted to do, it could actually happen, and I'm so happy about it. I just wanted to share this small thing with you. I wanted to let you know that, guys, sometimes people will not understand what you're working towards, because although I'm not making this video with a perspective to explain their side. I am helping you understand your own self through this video. So the point is that no matter what their reasons are, they just care about you, and that is why they are probably too much on your head about what they want and expect out of you. But understand one thing, that even if you are doing something or trying to do something for yourself, which something is very important here to understand, is that you must have a side income. You must take up some small part-time job or something in order to earn your money. You can't ask money to others, because that is, I mean, the tane are gonna get doubled if you do that. Okay, please have a small side income for yourself. And in my case, I would say I really believed very hard in myself. I was a very strong believer, and it really worked for me, because every time I would just pray very hard, very inside my heart. I'm just crying, and I really want something. Somehow it would just come true. Not in the way I would like it to be, but in some other way, or somewhere from some place, some person, it would just come true. That is all I had to say to you. Thank you very much. I hope this video made sense to you. Please believe in yourself. I wouldn't advise anyone to stop working on their dreams, because when they come true, oh my god, when they come true, they are lovely. They are lovely when they come true. What if they don't come true? The biggest thing that can happen is a failure. If they don't come true, you will fail. But beyond that, I don't understand what else may happen. Please have a side career. Go on with, somehow you'll have to manage with two things going on for yourself. That is it. Thank you very much. Please let me know if this video helped you. I tried my best. I'll be back. Bye.